Welcome back to the channel. I'm Charlotta and this is a School of Pattern Cutting. In this channel we really talk about anything pattern drafting related, how to make your clothes, we analyze designers to see how the clothes are made, and we talk quite a lot of fabric and sewing tips. So if that's your thing, please subscribe below and hit the bell so you'll know whenever we do a video. But this video today is really another one in the series about the fantastic 1940s heart dress pattern I found a few weeks ago. And I'm going to look at, first of all, how a mannequin looks on the, how the trial looks on the mannequin. And you gave me some fantastic feedback, so I'm just quickly review it. And I'm also going to talk how to drape the skirt around the heart. And in the end, I will show you how to create this sort of gathered, heart-shaped skirt from your basic block. So if you watch right to the end, you will actually have your own version of a skirt, and you can combine it with this video from last week where I showed you how to create a neck. So in a few weeks time I want to see all of you wearing your lovely 1940s dresses. So let's have a look at the first twirl I did, and you can see first of all it's tiny. It's a 36 inch bust, so it fits around the bust actually, but you can see this dress form is quite old, so that's probably about 20 years old, but already shapes have changed again, going back to the 1940s. So you can see the waist is too tiny because you're getting all the weird wrinkles. That means the waist is too tiny. And of course a woman probably would have still worn some sort of corset or very restrictive undergarment, which we don't anymore. But that's why it's too tight, but otherwise it looks great, and most of you agreed. Let me have a quick look. Chanel loved the fabric, and I agree, the fabric is great. And just to let you know, that's just lining fabric, so it's just a really cheap satin lining, but I'm using the other way around. And I think Galliano wants the whole collection using fabric like that, because it actually looks like really expensive silk, but it's going to cost you a few pounds or dollars per meter. And Chanel is the only one who said she really likes the big waterfall effect. And I think actually now it's on a mannequin, I agree with her. I think actually looks really good how you have quite big drapes. But a lot of, both Claire from Penguin and Dressmaking, she said ruching might be nice, and Sabine and Latifa agreed that ruching would be good to try out. And I think what I'm going to do is, because I like it on the mannequin better than on myself, so I might actually on one side do a few rows of ruching, and what it should do is just control it so it lays flatter. Because Claire from Penguin Dressmaking, she pointed out what you don't want is to control it up here, and then you suddenly have a waterfall further down, which wouldn't be very flattering, because at the moment it looks quite nice. So I maybe want to find a way to control it a bit. Because of course it always depends on your shape, because I think if you're larger busted, you don't want lots of uncontrolled volume, you want it quite controlled. But otherwise it looks great, so I'm going to do some trials and let you know. And thank you so much for commenting. It's great to hear other people's advice, opinions, and it keeps me going and excited. So we've got the top all done, it looks beautiful, maybe with some buttons later on. So now look at the heart, there it is. So the heart looks something like that. And then I will have to have a look at the proper skirt pattern, because I think when we looked at it, it's got some very strange straight of grain, and we might want to investigate later on. But I've just got another bit of this lining fabric. Yes, you can see it's very shiny, which is too satiny for me, but it's like 430s actually. But look at this side, it's really, it looks like a sort of bat, like a wash silk. I love it. So I'm just quickly, I'm not going to do a proper drape, because then you have to cut your fabric to sizes and stuff. But I just want to show you, so it's got basically a normal waistband up here, but then they basically, it looks like it's got lots of gathers around here, which I think would look beautiful. But I did as well at home. I just held this sort of paper skirt towards, actually just held it onto me with the top. And it's really long, it's quite big, so it'd be really interesting. Because I'm just under 1.70 m, so that's I think 5'6", something like that. So I'm not particularly tall, and in the 40s you would think like people being maybe 160, 5'3". So that would have been a really long dress. But it's going to look something like that. So I think it's going to be really flattering skirt or dress. It's sort of half at the side, and then it's sort of quite a nice floaty skirt, and then it's just got a bit of volume towards the side. So it isn't too big on both sides, it's just on one side, so it's more flattering. And the technique, which is fantastic, is actually really easy. So now we know how we want it to look like. I'm going to show you how to actually draft the skirt. The first thing you need to do for your hard skirt is to get out your skirt block. So I've got a really simple straight block. If you haven't got a skirt block, just get a straight skirt pattern which fits you and just get rid of the seam allowance, and that works exactly the same. As you can see, I've got a center front dart and a center back dart. Center back dart is a bit bigger. And what I need to do first of all for this gathered, asymmetric gathered skirt is to actually create, as you can see at the moment, my skirt will look like this. I will have a dart here, and then a curved seam which becomes straight. And my heart I want to be right here. So I need to actually create a space to draw that heart on, so I can then get rid of my darts and move them into the gathers, and also create the gathers all around. So what I want to do first of all is move my back and front skirts together. So I've got to get them matching at the top, because that's where it's not going to be cut. It's not going to be gathered as the front, at the top as much. So the top it's flat, and then you got all the gathers at the bottom. And what I want to find out is do as well, if you place it like this, for example, it's quite tricky to sew. So I might place it more at an angle. It's up to you really. On the other hand, you've got a nice sort of right angle there to meet. And I might even, if I were you, I might actually move my seam back a bit, or forward, so you don't get that sort of really pointy bit. But I'm going to experiment with that. But the first thing I need to do is, now I've decided where I want to put my heart, is to trace out my two blocks so I can get rid of them. And the skirt is then, on the other side, it's just a plain straight skirt. So what I would do is, I'm just going to show it to you on one side, how to create the look. And I know this is sort of, some of it I can lose because it's quite a big floaty skirt. So in a way I've already created that shape. This is the sort of shape of the skirt by itself. And then of course the other side of the skirt, all you would do is, I can actually show you how to do that. You just would move the dart into volume at the bottom. So it would be exactly the same as your top. But so your front and back pattern are basically one big asymmetric skirt. You can see all my markings on the back of the block. You don't really need it. So, important thing first, center back, center front. And I'm going to draw my notches. And I've run out of paper, but for your pattern, you do not run out of paper. This is just me being a bit lazy because I'm showing you that gathering detail rather than the whole skirt, because that's a bit more time intensive. Okay. So now I can lay on my heart how I want it, and I think best was if I do it like this. It's quite a nice, because I don't want it too high, because otherwise it's this is basically my hip line, so if I did it like this it would sit right at the hip, and I think it was slightly angled but not too much. So if I draw around the heart, I draw around the heart in a pink. So there you go. And then now what I need to do is, this I don't have to worry too much because that's just creating really nice volume to give me a shape. Because I think for overall skirt shape it's sort of maybe quarter circle. It's not too voluminous, but it's nice and A-line basically. But what I want to do is basically get rid of these darts and create them into gathers. I think there won't be enough of it. And then I might need to create a bit more gathers around here, and I can use some of that if I want to. If you're really clever, you don't actually need a seam, but you would bet if you didn't have a seam there, you'd lose a lot of fabric to make this skirt. So this being done in the 1940s, they would have definitely done a seam, and I actually going to meet the seam here. Because I think you either have to have this seam here at the top of the heart, or here at the top of the heart, or you have to have it in the middle. Anything else will just look like you haven't done on purpose, look wonky. So like this, it's actually going to the point. And for my back dart, I've drawn my volume lines from the tip, and I'm going to do the same for my front. And I'm going to cut into all of these lines first, and I'll see how it looks like. And once I've done that, I can decide whether I need any more gathers. I've cut into all the lines. What I can do now is I close my base dart. And then for now I'm just taping rather than gluing, because I might have to change things. So this is my back dart close, which then you can see I'm starting to get lots of volume here, and we're doing the same as the front. It looks like a pierced heart, so very tragic or romantic. You've been Cupid has hit your heart. Quite good medieval painting. So this is, now I've gotten rid of my two base darts. I will do the same at the other side and just create the volume into here, so you get a really nice big skirt. But now I can experiment is how I want the volume to look. So this is axis. And if I undo my darts, you can see I've got some gathering here, but it's actually not a lot. Can you see it's only 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, the same here. So this is the start of my gathering, but I want a lot more. And I've sort of started the gathering here and here, because you really want it sort of more towards the bottom, not all the way around. But you could do it as well, it's up to you. Or you would you create some more points from there. And actually I'm going to show you how to get another one. So I'm going to move it just at the front. So move it up to here, just to make things really complicated. And so this is, if I did my dress like that, I would gather this length into that, and it wouldn't be a lot. So I think what I'm actually going to do is extend it here a bit to create that much gathers. And the way you do it, you don't just put it on a side seam. You're going to just put a slashing point in here, to create a bit more gathers, and I'm going to do in parallel to my side seam on both sides. And I want to have a little bit more volume at the top, so I'm going to move that from my original darts. But actually you can sort of think, do I want it to move from there? Or you might actually say, I want it to come from across my body. And then we're just going to cut into all these 5 lines and create a bit more volume, and then we're done. So I've cut into all my lines, and now what I'm going to do is, you can see I can start to open it and really get lots of volume. At the same time you can make your skirt even bigger, but I don't want it too big. And then I'm going to do like this as well. And what I'm probably going to do is I would move my side seam so it's at the tip, not 1 centimeter off, which is slightly ridiculous. But you can see this is going to be now my gathering line. So all I need to do now is put a piece of paper underneath and redraw my line how I want it to be. And then that's my gathered part of the skirt completely finished. And I can just cut on my heart, put my seam in and draw my gathering line. And then all I need to do is draw a line down here and here, and you would cut into that line and close your dart, and that way you get your lovely A-line skirt. I'm just going to quickly mount the curves and then show you how to mark your gathers. So we're nearly done. As you can see, I've glued my front and back skirt on a new piece of paper, and I've added the volume at the front and back, at the bottom and at the top, and we've got original dart, and I've cut it all apart. So now you can see, it's like my heart appears. And the last thing I just need to do is draw this into a nice line and mark my gathers. So I'm going to start, I'm just drawing a new sort of, I want to make it quite curvy, because if I make it less curvy, I lose all the gathers I've created. So I'll probably make it something like this, and the same here, curve it all out. And you can see I'm cutting off some of my original pattern, but it shouldn't make too much of an issue. And this is my point here. So this is my gathering line, if I cut it off quickly. Now I've cut my gathering line, you can see it's a pulsating heart really. And I'm just going to quickly mark, this is where my gathering starts. And then it goes all the way around to here, to that point, and then same here. And what you would do, so on the heart as well, you've got 3 notches. And then this is for your side seam. What you would do is I would actually stitch this side seam together first, then you gather it into the heart, and then at the end you can either stitch the side seam at the end or at the beginning as well. You just gather that heart in. And I just do a really quick trial to check the gathering is enough. And if it isn't, you just create a few more lines and make it better. So I hope you've enjoyed this and you'll be making your lovely gathered heart skirt. But whatever you do, enjoy your drafting.